look at the camera. Well, hey everyone. I'm here with Teddy, who just, when you hold him, he literally wants to eat my face off. Do you want to say hi to the camera? It's like, no, I want to lick your face, Mom. You're just sweet, aren't you? You're a sweet boy. Yes. It's like, who are you talking to, Mom? In my face. You want to get down and lay in your snuggly bed? Okay. Here you go. There you go. Anyway, that is a box of stuff that I'm sorting for the consignment store. So anyway, is anybody else just having a hard time? You're just having a hard time? It's been a rough week. It's been a rough week. For half of us here in America, it's been a very rough week. And if you don't like me saying that, I'm not the person for you. So sorry. Not sorry. There's plenty of other people that you could find, I'm sure. So it's been a rough week here in America. And then it just feels like things snowball. This is just going to be a real honest, chatty little sit down of me just word vomiting everywhere because, I don't know, just I'm on the struggle bus. So obviously still grieving over my dad. When they say year 2 is worse, they were not kidding. After my dad died that first year, I thought I was doing real well. Really well. I was like, look at me, I'm handling it. And then I was reading like, oh, year 2. Year 2. Because year 2 is the year that you have to face the fact that that person is not coming back. And all the firsts that you got through on year 1, you got to get through again on 2 and 3 and 4. And it's just this way. So year 2 is not fun. Also, people now expect you to be over it. Well, it's been a year and a half. Like, you should be over it, you know. When now you're actually sinking into the worst of it, for people, you know, who haven't gone through grief and trauma. So I'm just missing my dad a lot. It's the first time really since he fell and broke his back in 2019 that I can now like remember better times with him before he, you know, just kind of all was so hard with the caregiving. So that's rough. I just miss my dad. It's not about going to therapy. It's not about going out and meeting new people because people suggest those things. I miss my dad and I can't bring my dad back. Then there is work. December, my book sales were fantastic, as they usually are, especially with the these ancestry journals I put out. These are my 2 newest ones. Friend, Tell Me Your Story, and Telling My Life Story. These sell well during the holidays, December, so there's a big uptick. And then January comes and it's like, well, we're kind of back to normal. I was hoping that big uptick would kind of, I knew it wasn't going to be that big, but it would be a bit better. And I'm just kind of back to normal sales with my books. And it's disappointing because it feels like no matter what I do, I can't seem to grow my publishing income on Amazon. If you're new, I write these books. I have a lot of different books. eBay, YouTube, Etsy, KDP, on Amazon. So, I mean, they're fine, but it's just not like next level. I can't get to the next level. And then I feel like a failure. I'm writing a new book. I am doing that. Have I worked on it this week? No. Why? Because I went down the rabbit hole of my Amazon merch, because I'm doing merch by Amazon now, which is their print on demand. And I found out that I had keywords in my listings that aren't allowed. Amazon put them through, but if the bots come back around, the bots will catch them. I didn't know. Things like you can use the word gifts with an S, but you can't use the word gift. No, not plural. My store name was Annabella's Gift Shop. Well, gift isn't allowed. Amazon allowed it, but if the bots come around, they'll flag it. So I'm like, crap, I got to change all my store names, all 1,000 designs. So I'm trying to edit. And then I'm looking at designs. I'm like, I don't like that design. That design. I don't like the placement of that. What I do, I decided I'm going to delete everything and start over with my Merch by Amazon. After spending all of December putting up 1,000 designs, I'm like, I don't like any of this. I'm going to delete the whole thing. You got to delete everyone one by one. So that was all of yesterday, deleting. And now I'm starting fresh, one design at a time, more focusing on the graphics that I did for my Etsy sticker shop and putting those. So creating those, you got to do all the files in Canva and the background eliminator and blah, blah, blah. It's just, if you know, and graphic design. Uploading them to Amazon, making sure I don't put any banned words, which I'm not even putting any descriptions now, which you really don't have to with merch. The design speaks for itself, but still, I'm so paranoid about that because I don't want to lose that account. So basically starting over with Merch by Amazon. I now have, between yesterday and today, I've got 4 designs up. 3 designs up, only 3. That's fine. Anyway, so there was that. Then I also decided, so there's Amazon Associates, which is Amazon's affiliate program. A lot of people are in it. You sign up for an account and then you have your Amazon, you can link to products on Amazon. And if somebody buys through your link, if they buy that product, you earn a certain level of commission. If they buy something else, it's a different level. But basically somebody goes to Amazon through your link, makes a purchase, you get some commission. It's very small. It's very small, but it's easy to do. The link under this video that takes you to my Amazon store, all the products you see there are, if you bought them through there, I would get a commission. But they also have this thing called Amazon Influencer, and I hate that word. I hate the word influencer, but that's what they call it. Amazon Influencer is what gives me that storefront. So if you're an Amazon associate, that's one thing. Amazon Influencer is the second tier of that. And that is an application you got to go through. You got to prove that you've got social media following, and then you can get this storefront. Well, what you can also do, which I haven't paid attention to because I've been busy with other things, is that you can make product videos on Amazon through the influencer program that can then be monetized. You can upload, I think you can upload video reviews. Maybe you can't. Maybe you do have to be in the program to put videos up. So I was like, well, that'd be great because that'd be, people just go around the house and they're like, oh, I have this book. I'll review this book. I've got this, that, and they just pull whatever they have because everything's on Amazon and make a review for it. And if the video gets put in the listing, because, at this point, a lot of products have tons of videos. But if your video is there and somebody watches it and they make the purchase, you get, commission. And people who do this, because listen, I've been in a lot the past, caregiving with my dad. I feel like I haven't had my brain on right since 2018 before he fell. So I'm just rediscovering the world. So, a lot of people have already been doing this. So a lot of products, they're more common, are going to have tons of videos. But the point is, every day you want to go through and find stuff in your house, make short videos, 30 seconds to a minute, pop them up, there you go. In order for those videos to be monetized, or you would get a kickback from the video, you have to then apply. That's another level. So you put up 3 videos, and I've done that, and they're on the site. But in order for them to get this monetization, Amazon's got to approve your 3 videos, and then you're in. And so I did that, and I'm like, oh, great, this is great. I just got to wait for them to. And then, of course, because I didn't really look into it before I did it, now I'm watching all these videos. Oh my God, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this with your videos. And I feel like, oh my God, I did all those things with the videos. Are my videos not going to get approved? And if they're not, apparently it's one and done. I would have to reapply, but change all my emails and everything in my social media. I don't know. I'm still waiting. It's like a 2-day process. Mine's still pending, but I'm already feeling like, well, I probably won't get into that. And to be honest, what I just really want to do is upload videos for my books. So even if my videos don't get monetized, I think I can still upload videos, and I'll do that because videos help sell books. And if I could make some videos on these, even just short, just like showing the insides better, I think it would help. But it'd be nice if I could also get into this program where I could make some extra money, but I don't know. So I'm redoing Amazon print on demand. I'm waiting to see if I can get into the influencer video program. So I'm just, I'm waiting for my tax stuff to come because self-employed, got to file myself. And when you're self-employed, you pay double tax. So I'm stressed out about, I pay quarterly tax. So I've been paying, as the year goes on, but I made more last year than I did the year before. So I'm sure I'll then still owe. Plus then I get my quarterly income tax for this coming year. So, and then I have property tax in March. So March will be, I'll owe my first quarterly income tax payments for 2025. I still don't know what those will be. I'll owe my property tax I paid twice a year. And I don't know what any of that's going to be. Like, I know I'm going to get paid at the end of February for the money I made in December on Amazon, which is a good chunk. And I'm already like, that's all just going to go to taxes. Hopefully it won't all go, but I already feel like it'll probably all go to taxes. And you're just waiting. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I'm waiting for the Amazon, eBay, Google, Draft to Digital. So I know I still got 4 out there, and those won't come until like the very end when they have to release them. So I'm just waiting. And January is like the longest month. It just drags after all the hustle and bustle of the holiday. And now we're in January. It's just dragging. And then so yesterday I was like, I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna make these bars that I made. I think I made them December, November, and they're so good. I saw it on TikTok, and I'll film it because here's the thing. Now that TikTok's back, can I get monetized there? I'm not monetized on TikTok. You need 10,000 followers. I'm at like 2. I'll put my TikTok below if you're not following me there. Give me a follow if you're on TikTok. So I'm like, I should really start working TikTok and try to, now that it's back, I was like, if it's going away, I'm not going to do it. Now it's back. Okay, maybe I should try to build that up and see if I can get monetized. And then I've been putting those videos up as shorts. I was posting them to the second channel, but they're not getting any traction there because that channel was hidden for a while and it just doesn't. So I was like, okay, I'll move them back over to this channel. So I haven't been vlogging, but I've been trying to post the shorts. They don't earn you anything compared to what a long form video would be. So I would like to make more money, but my head is spinning, trying to finish this book, trying to get my Amazon print on demand straightened out. See if I can get into this influencer video thing. See if I can grow TikTok. And I just was making the bars to take a break and to film it, get some sort of content. And I was putting some things in the pantry, rearranging a little. A box of brownie mix fell down, landed in the dog water bowl, water everywhere. So I'm cleaning that up. And the cupboard was open and I stand up and the corner of the door just rammed me in the head. Hurt so bad. And I just start crying. Here's the thing. I don't cry very much anymore because of medication. I used to cry all the time before I got medicated. And now it's hard to cry. Like, it's got to be bad. I barely cried after my dad died because it really won't let you. I did a little bit, but and then it would kind of stop, which I needed for, when the years where I was crying all the time. So it's got to be really bad. So that set me crying. And then, of course, I just want my dad. Like, can I get somebody in here? Just, Dad, give me a hug. And so that's just spiraled. So yesterday was just not a good day. I did cry for a little bit. Not long, because the medication really won't let me. And sometimes you're like, I really could use a good cry. But then again, then you get a headache. And you're all stuffy. Anyway, this whole rambly video is just to say that if you're going through it, I am there with you. You have the people who come on the vlogs, good morning, I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm like, no, I'm not. And a lot of people aren't. I know I mentioned this before, Anderson Cooper's podcast, All There Is, where he's talking about grief, which I've been listening to. I just started the Tyler Perry one. And he, was talking about losing his mother. And someone had called in or was talking to him, and she started crying. She's like, I'm sorry. And Tyler's like, no. You're not, don't be sorry. Your grief is valid. Your feelings are valid. I always feel guilty. I'm not Catholic, but I feel like I'd be a good Catholic because I hear about the Catholic guilt, and I feel guilty about everything all the time. I can't be upset because other people have it worse. I shouldn't be sad. Other people have it worse. I shouldn't be worrying about this. Other people have it worse. And then I won't let myself. I'm like, well, then I feel guilty. And he's like, you have a right to your feelings and what you're feeling. And yeah, but I still feel guilty because then I'll watch the news and what's happening in the world, and children in Gaza and the hostages being held and the people who lost all their fires in California and what happened in North Carolina, and they're still suffering. And then I feel guilty. Like, how dare I feel bad when people in, Los Angeles have lost everything. You know what I mean? And then I go down that spiral. I will always get comments from somebody who's like, you should go therapy. Listen, I did extensive therapy as a child after my mom and my oldest brother died. I did extensive therapy. It was eventually decided, my brain chemistry had been so altered by the trauma that medication is what was needed. And medication works. It's great. It really works. It's worked for me. It's really changed it's saved my life, to be honest with you. But this has just been a week. And it's just been a week. And that's normal and okay, and I'll get through it. So I'll also get, some comments like, you should go out and meet people. I have enough family and friends. I don't talk about family and friends here on the videos really, but I have my family and friends. I've got my dogs. I've got a life here. I don't want to meet somebody new. I want my dad. You can't replace the person you lost. I hear this so many times, somebody loses a spouse. Well, you can get remarried. Somebody loses a child. Well, you can just have another one. If you've never gone through the grief and the trauma and everything, you just don't know. And you have to go through it, and you have to grieve that person. And going and trying to be busy and meet new people and do this, it's just not. I know people don't mean it to be hurtful when they say those things, but it really is hurtful. To just give advice when somebody didn't ask for advice, and you just don't really know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Again, I know people mean well, but that doesn't help. What helps is to just support somebody when they're going through the grief. Somebody has a loss. I'm so sorry for your loss. That's all you need to say. You don't need to start giving examples of things that they could do to make themselves feel better, because that makes it worse. Because then you're like, God, I'm already feeling like crap. I should be doing this, and this. I can't even barely get out of bed in the morning, and you're telling me I need to do this. Yeah. Grief, trauma, it is no joke. And I'm somebody who kind of got hit with it early in life. If you live long enough, it'll come for you. You'll start losing people. You'll start going through the grief and the trauma of it all. I'm starting, my dad was a good 20 years older than my friend's parents. And he was 91 when he died. I'm only 51. God, am I 51? What the heck? So my mom died when I was 6. My oldest brother died when I was 9. My dad died when he was 91, but I was only 51. And then my other brother died last year, and I was 50. So my dad died my mom died when I was 6. My oldest brother died when I was 9. My dad died when I was 49. My other brother died when I was 50. And that's my nuclear family. No spouse, no kids. So your parents, your siblings, your spouse, your children, that nuclear family. So that's been my trauma. And most people don't start getting that until later in life. You know what I mean? But I got it all hit with me before I was 50 and younger. It all hit. And now I'm 51, and we are in the second year after losing my dad. And I am just like, oh my gosh, they weren't kidding when they said year 2 was really bad. And I'm tired. I am low energy. I have no capacity to have fun. I am just in the year 2 grief, weighed down, tired, barely functioning, some days can't get out of bed. And that's just the truth. And there isn't anything, I am heavily medicated, okay? I know all the therapy techniques and the coping and all that stuff. I have support system with friends and family, but that doesn't fix it. It doesn't change it. You have to go through it and live it, and no amount of doing anything else is going to help when eventually you're gonna have to go through it. You know what I mean? And now you're in the time where people think you should be over it. So I don't know. I just thought I would film this because I get so many comments from you guys who have also are going through loss, whether it's recent or a few years back. You've gone through the grief trauma, you're in it, and people who haven't gone through it just don't understand. And I understand, they mean well, I do, but unless you have been through it, you just don't understand. And like I was saying before, because my dad was so much older than my friends, now those friends are starting to lose parents, siblings. Some have lost spouses. Some have even lost kids. And now they're like, oh, it changes you. Like I said, after my mom died, I felt like half of me died. When my older brother died, then I was like, I just became a completely different person. Like my DNA somehow changed. My genetic makeup it changed. And I went from being, a normal, happy kid to being super anxious, super depressed. I remember the day I went back to school after my brother died. They kept me home for 2 weeks. And I go to school, and I felt like I wanted to go to school, see my friends. I walk in and I just uncontrollably started crying. And I didn't know why. I couldn't stop, but it was the trauma of everything, and I could no longer cope. And that was then my life for years and years and years, until I finally got the right medication, started trying medication, and it took like 6 tries to get the right medication. And again, this was with therapy and all the things, but I needed the medication, and I didn't get it until I was an adult. I didn't want it. I was like, I don't need medication? No, I did. So all of this to say is that if you are having a time, I get it. I really do. And I'm not going to give you a list of things to try and make yourself feel better, because that's just not how it works. If you want to sit home and eat some dessert or cheese or whatever it is you eat to make yourself feel better, and wear your pajamas all day and do that, I am here for you. I support your choices, because obviously we don't want to fall apart completely and not be able to function. But if you don't go through this and let yourself grieve, it will always be there in the back of you, chasing you, and you will never you will just be destructive. You have to deal with it. And right for this week, it's just been one thing after another, and even the medication is barely getting me through. And it just is what it is. I know that I'll cope better, that I'll, start coping better. But man, it just feels like everything hit this week, and it just makes it, you get to a point where so much is piled on, even if from the outside people might think, well, that's no big deal. But when you're going through it and you've just got layer after layer after layer after layer of all these little things that then pile up, and it's just like, wow, this really just, But anyway, I do have my frozen Pepsi here. That's a good thing. It's a good thing, Martha. Who remembers Martha? I mean, I shouldn't say who remembers Martha Stewart. She's not dead, but it's a good thing. But anyway, I thank you for listening. If you've listened this far, I know this was a rambly, probably depressing video, but if you're still here, it probably means that you're going through it, whatever. So it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. And you know what? That's just how it is. Life is hard. Life's a biatch, and then you die. That's how I'm feeling. That's literally how I'm feeling. There's this app called the Death Clock. This is so morbid, but I'm going to share. It popped up on Instagram, so of course I was like, give you the timeline of when you're going to die. And so you're answering these questions. It's lifestyle, do you eat fruits and vegetables at every meal? No. Do you do cardio 3 times a week? No. It asked how much water you drank, your sleep. It asked if you have a grandparent who died of heart disease, and I did. I don't have heart disease. My dad had high blood pressure. Can you blame him from all the trauma he went through with my mom, my oldest brother, and then his own trauma from losing his dad when he was 12. His dad just dropped dead of a heart attack at a canning factory. And so he had a lot of trauma when he was young. And he had very high blood pressure, got it under control with medication, high cholesterol. Those were his 2 big things, but taken care of on medication. But grandparent who's died of heart disease. And it was like, your death date is 77 years old. You're going to die when you're 77. I'm like, sounds good to me. And that's like, if you made a few lifestyle changes, you could live to be 96. And I'm thinking, no, I don't want to live to 96. I've seen 91 when you have dementia and a broken back. I don't want that. No, thank you. 77 sounds pretty good. 77 before you really start the decline. So yeah, the death clock, it's just an app. I'm sure they're trying to sell some sort of health and fitness thing. I don't know, but I was like, whatever. Sounds good to me, 77. My only goal now, and again, this sounds morbid, is to outlive my dogs. That's the only thing I care about. Outlive my dogs, then I could get hit by a bus. I don't know when I would get hit by a bus because I'm not walking around outside where the buses are, but you know what I'm saying. So on that very depressing note, but I've got, like I said, I get comments of when I talk about this stuff that some of you guys really do appreciate because you're going through it too. So anyway, that is it for this video. Hopefully I'll start feeling better and can maybe come back with something more interesting and uplifting to talk about. But also, if this is what I got, it's what I got. I don't know what else to do. So thank you guys who have watched this whole time for watching. And if you have any video ideas you want me to film, let me know because I'm stuck. I don't know what to vlog, especially days when, like, all week I've just been at the computer. So if there's like single topic videos you would like from me, I'll leave me any suggestions. But if you want to tell me to like get therapy and do all this stuff, I would really appreciate it if you didn't, because there's a lot that, you know, I don't talk about, but I've been through all that. Thanks. Thumbs up. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in some other time. Bye.